late. And I need to search on my thing just in case we get questions. Okay, channel. Introduce. Okay, so the live chat is on. किसी ने इधर भी चैट लिखा, यू आर नॉट ऑडिबल. अभी सुनाई दे रहा है? क्या नाम है? अभय. Aditya, you can hear me, right?
I can hear you. Yes.
Okay, don't mute yourself. Abhay, I think only you cannot hear me. Otherwise, he can hear me.
His audio is not on. Maybe it's connected.
Okay, so let's begin. Okay, good evening, everyone. Welcome to our session with Mr. Aditya Gupta. He's a head of analytics in an MNC. He's an IT engineer, MBA from IIM Calcutta. By background, I think आजकल Kolkata bolte hain, so I'm going to say both. He's a certified big data analytics and engineering leader with over 17 years of experience leading large and specialized analytics and automation teams. He's also certified as a health and well-being coach from California Institute of Integral Studies. His specialism includes health and well-being strategy, data science, analytics oriented consulting, and product design and automation. आज जो प्रेजेंटेशन करेंगे बीच में अगर से आपके पास कोई क्वेश्चंस है तो पूछ लेना, बट मोस्ट प्रोबेबली आई डोंट लाइक टू स्पॉइल द फ्लो ऑफ द गेस्ट हु इज विद अस, सो जनरली आई टेक द क्वेश्चंस एट द एंड, सो थोड़ा पेशेंस रखिए. और मैं पहले से ही आई वांट टू गिव अ हेड्स अप एंड दिस थिंग टू पीपल who are not interested in this topic, please don't join, because आप लोगों को लगता है कि entertaining नहीं है, boring है. ये उन लोगों के लिए है जिनको ये टॉपिक में इंटरेस्ट है. लास्ट टाइम जैसे मैंने राहुल के साथ एक टॉपिक किया था जो वाज अ ग्राफिक डिजाइनर, किसी ने लिखा कि मैम सेशन बोरिंग है. हम सर्कस नहीं है, हम आपको इधर एंटरटेन करने के लिए नहीं आए हैं. हम एजुकेशनल वैल्यू हमारा जो है, I think we are doing a very good job telling children and kids who want to join a certain specific industry or a profession. We kind of guide you and you can ask us questions. So मैं पहले ही बोलना चाहती हूँ जो देख रहे हैं, मुझे एक तो ट्रोलिंग और बुलिंग बिल्कुल नहीं चाहिए. जैसे मैं को देखूंगी मैं आप लोगों को बैन करूंगी, मुझे नंबर से कोई लेना देना नहीं है. आई डोंट केयर अगर से मेरे पास एक आध कम फॉलोअर हो, बट प्लीज ट्राई टू रिस्पेक्ट द गेस्ट हुज हियर, रिस्पेक्ट माय वर्क, व्हाट आई डू. माय क्लोथिंग और एनीबॉडीज क्लोथिंग फॉर दैट मैटर इज नन ऑफ योर बिजनेस. एंड डोंट थिंक कि हम लोग यहाँ सर्कस करने आए कि मजा नहीं आ रहा है आपको. इट्स योर फ्री विल, यू डोंट नीड टू वॉच. बट आज जो भी यहाँ आए हैं, मैं उनको कहना चाहती हूँ कि जो भी क्वेश्चंस है या तो जूम चैट में डालो या तो यूट्यूब पे लिखो. एंड जब आई विल सी इफ आदित्य हैज सम क्वेश्चंस फॉर यू ऑल, यू कैन आंसर, and certain questions we'll leave at the end. Okay, so welcome Aditya. He's a good friend of mine, and thank you so much for doing this. And sorry I had to go through that kind of a disclaimer in the beginning because last session mein kuch issues were. So I just wanted to clarify that. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you so much for setting up the ground. That's a great pleasure to be on the channel, and I think you're doing great work. I've seen it. We've been friends for long, so good to know. Thank you so much, everyone. I think there are people coming in and joining in. We will keep this channel open and I'll start with the presentation. So today we'll just have an interactive discussion here. I will give you a highlight about data science, analytics, how you can start your journey and how can you do this very well in your career. I've been in this field for around 17 years, love this field. I can spend another 20 years in this and can talk for length. But today's day is like where we introduce this topic to you. And then we'll see if we can introduce more to you and see that. With that being said, let me share my screen. And we'll run a presentation for all of you so that there's a first page which says, so the topic of the day is demystifying data. So we're just making sure that it is overall, demystifying is simply like simplifying the data. That's what we're trying to say. And we start with, 1 minute. There you go. We start with a poll. So let me hear from the audience that how many of you, where are you in this data analytics? So though we don't have a poll right now, you can message or type in there in the chat window. You can say that 1, 2, or 3, wherever you are. So this will give me an idea where we are and comes from audience, and that way is the whole flow of the presentation will go. Can we start now?
Yeah. So everybody, the question here, Aditya is asking, have you heard of data analytics? Are you a novice? मतलब आप क्या beginner हो कि आपको थोड़ा बहुत पता है पर कुछ खास पता नहीं है? Or are you an expert and waiting for the right opportunity? So you can write the number or you can write the whole text and we'll...
Shravan, yes, beginner. Okay, I think we are good.
So maybe I'll just tell you what the answer on YouTube is. So, by the way, Aditya, your voice is not clear. Also, there's a background noise. I was also going to tell you. सुनाई नहीं दे रहा ठीक से. Maybe आप बैठ के करोगे तो maybe closer to your screen would have been maybe better.
Sure. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's much better. If maybe get a chair and sit down instead of standing.
Sure. I'll do that.
Okay, so the answers are gonna join BTech in IA and data science this year. So it's 2, and then some of you here on Zoom have written 2. That means he's a novice. And someone is saying have uploaded a data set on Kaggle. Somebody said is a beginner. I think quite a few of them are beginners. I see that more are beginners, novice over here.
Great. I think this was a great start. So can you hear me okay now?
Yeah, it's much better. Yeah.
Perfect. So let's get started. So this is somehow will touch most of the beginner stuff. You can start your journey in this data analytics field. And with that being said, let me introduce you to the world what we're covering today. So we will be covering today data analytics, data science, the maturity of analytics curve, application of analytics and data science, how we can apply that, where we can apply that. What are these people who are in data science? What are the roles, skill set, tools and technology they are using it? How to start your journey. So from where do we start? And there's a gift in the end for all of you, because whoever wants to start the journey, I'll give a gift where you can start your journey with something which I'll even show you how to start that and some references. So these are topics we'll cover for today. And feel free to let's start with the first phase, is analytics. What is analytics? Analytics is if I put in this simple framework, it says it's a triage of data science, technology, and real world context. What happens is through this, you have a data problem, which is a real world problem. Through data science, you solve it through tools and technology. And if you see the last line behind this written below the slide, it says demystifying data to produce trends, stories that can help you make decisions. So basically, analytics is everywhere. We take decisions. Through data, we take decisions. Analytics helps you to make and identify those trends. What are the trends? What are the patterns you're seeing? Now comes the next level is data science. How data science is related to analytics is because it gives value to the data. So basically the data, the English which is written, can it be meaningful? Can it make some sense to it? That starts with AI. All of us, we know AI. You heard of self-driven cars, that's AI. You heard of a lot of things, like that's AI. So AI is somehow coming in human. So it tells you that how can we have machines or computers interpret human, and the intelligence we have, they can start interpreting it and using it. That's AI. The next level of data science is machine learning, again a subset of AI, but machine learning is mostly driven towards how machines could be trained on some programs and can work automatically. Very simple example is span and ham. Whenever you have emails coming into a Gmail account or any account, you move it to your trash or you move it to a spam, that automatically algorithm learns it and automatically moves it. So that's how it is. And you might have heard of Siri, right? You might have heard of Alexa. Those are machine learning modules, some of the products which are out in the model. Very important, Amazon. We do a lot of shopping, online shopping. That's Amazon. So you buy a product, the machine learns it that your pattern, your understanding of a product, or your liking towards a product is similar to this. It starts recommending you. That's a machine learning. It's recommending you that because you like this, you will start liking this. For example, you buy a t-shirt of such a brand, you will also like such brand of trousers, jeans, and like that. That's machine learning. Very important, deep learning. What is deep learning? So when it comes to deep learning, it's neural networks. So natural language processing. So if you write simple English and it's a paragraph, can be interpreted into a small 5-6 bullet points. That's deep learning. And that's a deep level of AI. And it's voice assistance also. Alexa. Alexa, we all have heard it. So what it does is voice assistance. You talk in English, the machine is understanding it, it's processing it and responding it. Request a song to it. You say that play this song, which is whatever song you can say. Ajanik is in basically. That language, it will run, it will process it, it will find from the database and learn and respond that. So that's data science. I'll take a pause. Any questions or we'll take it at the end? You're on mute.
So what is when we are going through Facebook and they understand that you click some link, and would that come into deep learning or machine learning? What would
machine learning? Machine learning. Yeah. So deep learning is basically very important way, very simple way, simple English. How can we interpret an English into a meaningful words? So basically the full newspaper can be interpreted into some bullet points. So you remember First Post, there's a newsletter. That's totally on deep learning. What it does is it extracts multiple news posts of same article from Times of India, Economic Times, Hindustan Times, collates that, put that 4 or 5 bullet points, which is like First Post for me. And I'm just clicking it. Okay, you know what? I'm done. That's top line on the summary. So that's what deep learning is. And machine is, as I said.
Okay. So deep learning is done by us, not the machine.
It's processed by machine. It's part of machine.
So, but how is it different from when it is doing the algorithm? Is the same thing, right? Like if you said that's, but that's machine learning and deep learning is the same thing, only deeper sense.
So yes, deeper sense, correct. So if you see, this is subsets. They're all AI. They're part of AI, but it goes more deeper with deep.
Okay. I think I hope you understood. समझ में आ गया? हाँ, ना. हाँ, okay, आगे. हाँ, ठीक, आगे.
What really happens now? This is a very interesting slide. If you see, this is the iceberg model. If you have heard of an iceberg model, if not, I'll explain you. So iceberg model says that what you see in the tip of the iceberg is not the reality. There's a lot of things happening beneath the water. So when we talk about data analytics or data science, we always talk about data modeling, automation, storytelling. But there's a lot of things which are going behind the scene, which is problem mapping. When I say problem mapping means what's your problem statement we're trying to solve. So for example, for that recommendation which we do on Facebook or we do on Amazon where you buy a product, there's a lot of data which is going behind. Means your pattern, your click senses, what you're clicking at, what product you're buying, which brand you're buying. Now the data needs to be clean, needs to be formed. So for example, Rachna is selecting something, Aditya might not be selecting. So they create cohorts, groups. Rachna type of pattern people will collect that type of thing. That's a problem statement, understanding. Then we do a product research. Means, is this a product rating wise good? Is it a 4+ rating? Is it a 5+ rating? A 5 rating? That way it provides that data to an algorithm. That algorithm runs a model over it. And then it creates the output for you, saying that these are 5 top choices which we think you'll buy. And most of the time it happens because most of the time we just click on the below button and we buy it. That's what the overall analytics works. It's very interesting to see how deep dive the things are happening. So we always feel that modeling, somebody needs to know algorithm. No, we need to know data pattern. We need to know what the data source is. Is it a right data value? That's what it is. Any questions till now?
Anybody, any questions? YouTube pe, yahan pe? So that's the top half of the iceberg, and the bottom, which is very important, that's problem mapping, data care, and product and client research. मतलब इतना सब कुछ करने के बाद ही product में sense बनता है. वो ऊपर, even psychology, actually we have this what is on surface level and what actually goes beneath it is much more. So
actually, it's coming from psychology. So
yes, exactly.
I touch psychology very much.
Correct, exactly.
Yeah, it's patterns. You identify patterns.
Right. So okay, no questions. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Cool. This is a very interesting slide. I think our staff who's interested in data analytics should know this. If not, then I can help to explain it. What is the analytics maturity curve? So it takes about that raw data. We start every journey from a raw data. We clean that data. We create very standard, basic, descriptive data dashboard, which we say what has happened. It's a postmortem, very simple way, postmortem of data. What is happening in this world? So very basic that any analysis which says, what is happening. For example, if I pick up a claims data, which is a medical data, it says what has really happened in my company or in my past scenario, what kind of health diseases are faced. Correct? Now comes the interesting part. What will happen in the future? That's a second level of maturity of analytics, where it start predicting. Because you had A, B, C type of diseases, you might be more prone to pick up 3 or 4 other types of diseases. So why don't you start doing this? That's a prescriptive. Means you're precautionary. Your preventative diseases starts from prescription. So that's a whole maturity. Same goes with prediction. So for example, that's shown some example. Descriptive is we just show all the data cuts and data values which are being shown. What is happening in the world? Past data, all past data related to that. If you see weather forecasting is predictive model. Census data is predictive model. What's happening in the future, right? Amazon, as I given an example, is prescriptive. It's recommending you something. That's prescriptive. That's a maturity level. You always start with descriptive. You always start a journey with descriptive. When you're very good in that, you touch predictive and then touch prescriptive. For descriptive, the tools are very basic. You have already heard of Excel. Excel is a very powerful tool. It provides you a lot of things.
Sorry, it's not clear, Aditya. What you're saying? Sorry.
Okay. Excel. Microsoft Excel. So that's a tool which you can use for descriptive model. It can do predictive also, not at a precision. But I'll cover those topics and tools in the later slides. So you'll cover that and see that.
Just a question. So suppose somebody wants to get into this analytics maturity curve. So can they choose, or is it all three are parts of their journey then? So first you need to know how to do descriptive, then predictive, and then prescriptive. Is it like that, or people can just stick to one of these?
So very, very good question. So whoever asked it. So I think
I only asked because mujhe samajh mein kuch nahi aata, so that's why I was trying to get to it.
You can start anywhere. You can start with descriptive. So you can start with descriptive, and once you have expertise in descriptive, you can touch predictive, and then you go to prescriptive. So you start a journey with descriptive. We can very basically start. That's the start of journey. It takes 6 months to be expertise in descriptive because you have to start seeing the data sense. What is the data making sense to me or not? Because garbage in, garbage out, very basic. Predictive will only tell you anything which is, if the data is not right, predictive will not work. Your probability of having predictions will be wrong, which happens in most of the weather forecasting, right? It happens most of the census data forecasting. That's how it is.
So what would you say this kind of, is it like people who like to do more computer work, is this for them, right? Like somebody who likes a desk job, back end, because this is not a very people-centric thing, or is it more a machine thing that you just are on all the time?
No, it's marketing also. So if you see now digital marketing, right? So your target marketing model. So first of all, let me very good point you have raised for it is that let's start with you to do a target model. So you to target your audience to whom you want to sell your products or sell your courses or sell your agenda, right? You do a descriptive analysis. You see, understand people behaviors. You see what kind of people are you targeting, which age you are, which demographic, what background they are. That's so descriptive. Now you model and you predict. Will they be taking up my course? How will you do that? Because of your past experiences. Because you say, these people have bought my product in the past. Similar kind of people will buy my product again. That's predictive. And then come prescriptive, where you say that, why? Because you have bought this product, I recommend you this also. If you're buying something else, I recommend you more of this. So that's what the whole digital marketing is running on this. This whole digital marketing is on predictive marketing and suggestive.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Got it. Good.
Okay, so what all application of analytics we already talked about it. So the application of analytics and So the application of analytics in the field is and data science. So You can see algorithms, as we talked about it, and you can learn probability and statistics, text analytics. If you see pricing analytics, you can see a product pricing could be done through analytics. The right optimum pricing you have to sell in the market will be done through analytics. You can tell because basically you are launching a product. All these marketing people do analytics over it, saying that this is the optimum price we should put. Though we need to have an ROI, but analysts can tell you that in the next 2 years, you might just be putting your money in. But third year onwards, you'll have output coming. That's what analytics power is. Because you have to compete with a lot of people, right? Marketing analytics, as I talked about, retail analytics, supply chain. We can say that what's the product in the market? How can we buy more product? What's the supply chain looks like? Social network analysis. So social network is superb right now, right? Talk about Facebook, talk about Insta. All of this analytics are going back in the Facebook world. Now they're calling Facebook as Meta. There's a reason behind it. So there's very strong statement which came from Mark that because Meta will work for them because now they're dealing with data. Now they're going to use that data to do suggestive. They're going to prescribe a lot of people. They're going to just target those audience with that specific modules. The Dataverse, they're launching one thing. They do data cloud, a lot of things there. That's what you learn in data analysis. It's huge field and exploring it.
So basically this, what you have said is the different careers that they can take or different job sets, whatever they think that they are good at, they can only be in social network analysis or forecasting or data collection. So each one looking at their own strengths needs to pick the field that they would feel more comfortable in. Right?
So basically it tells you that in any field you are, you can pick up this data analytics field and you can start your journey. Okay.
And what is regression? Sorry, if I understood.
Regression is, so it's again a part of modeling. Good point again. Regression is where you do, so you do a lot of data crunching. You have a lot of data, big data, and then you run regression models.
I think going backwards, basically from backwards, taking in and using.
Correct. And you running computation combinations to it, and then suggesting the right model to be used for the output.
Oh, okay. Acha, bacha log, anybody wants to ask any question on this particular slide? Somebody wrote, thanks a lot, Rachna ma'am. You're really working hard for us. My pleasure, bacha, and thank Aditya ji also. And we have 2 questions, but maybe you can tell me later. I think it will not. It's not like kind of for now. They're asking some question ki, which is better scope, data analytics or MBA in finance. This you can take later. And also somebody asked for discuss basics of business. So we can discuss that at the end, right?
Yeah, we can discuss at the end.
So it doesn't stop the flow of your presentation.
Sure.
Yeah.
So let's see who are these people who are doing data analytics, and it will solve some of the purpose or some of these 2 questions which people have asked. They have high degree of passion for maths and stats by default. Without maths, you won't be able to do and statistics, right? They're super good in programming. You start a career in programming, you have to be very good in programming. So any language, basics will be starting point for you. Next comes is inclusion towards domain expertise. So a lot of what I've seen in my experiences, a lot of people are just writing models, but those models are not working unless and until you know the market. So for example, I write a model for a program, and if it is not serving my marketing purpose, what is it there? I have to understand the market, where I'm applying that model. Very important thing for that. Killer instinct for visualization. Why I said killer instincts? Because you need to make sure that the layman audience to whom you are presenting, they should understand what you're presenting. This is the biggest gap which I see in the industry. And because all of these tech people, they don't like to understand that, at times they give very strong analytics views to them, which the business is not able to understand. Even the layman is not able to understand. So to simplify it through visuals, which is like, sometimes you won't believe, Rachna, and for all the audience, our user says, why don't you just have line and bar?
Sorry, they don't what? Sorry?
So sometimes they just say that in the visuals, they want to just see line and bar graphs. That's it, and for us, line and bar graph is not visuals, right? For a data science people, they want to experiment a lot of things. So, but sometimes you understand the audience, and accordingly you create that dashboard, let's say, a visual which tells the whole data story end to end. And I've been in client discussions where client have said, you know what, I just need 2-bar graphs. That's it. Are you showing me so many beautiful charts? That's how it is. But that's, customer wins, basically.
Okay.
And very important, I just talked about this also, is that ability to sell to non-analytics people. So most of the people who will be doing analytics will be selling to people who are non-analytics. So to make sure that your words are curated in a way they understand. They're business people. So for example, if I'm creating a dashboard which is not telling anything, so what if, okay, so you share something and the person says that, okay, I get it. What should I do? So you have to tell them to make, so basically our job is to help them to take decisions, recommend them because they're looking for it. That's why the data analytics power comes.
Okay.
The last not the least is love to identify patterns. By default, you should, it goes by default. What's the pattern looks like. If you have seen some criminal series, suspense, that's a pattern. They identify patterns, right? Same analytics. They also apply analytics. And I'll take a pause again. Any questions on this?
Yeah, I had a question.
Sure.
I'm sure when you started, you didn't have like all of these traits, right? There are so many kids, they might be just maybe have a passion for maths and statistics, or somebody could be good at programming languages. Because so early in your life, sometimes you cannot tell whether you're going to be so good at all of this, or maybe one of that. Isn't that enough to start this field? If you have, what would you say out of this? Would say ki, acha, if you're good in this, then definitely you will a field look, because time lagta hai, right? To get this visualization honi chahiye. Ability to sell also to non-analytics people. I think that also with time you develop.
Grow.
Yeah, you grow and you evolve. Like I know what you're saying when you're saying that because when people come to me, I have to make it into a layman's language, right?
Yeah.
I could say big jargon kind of words on clinical hypnotherapy and counseling, but I make sure that मैं जब कोई suggestion देती हूँ, it is very simple and understandable. I don't go too much into the jargon of it. So what would you say if a person doesn't have all these qualities at this given moment? Because they all who are attending this are just children, right? Who are going to go on for this field. So what would you say to them?
I think maths. That's it. Start with math and stats. Yes. If you have maths and stats, and there you go. Programming follows. And then you grow your interests, basically. Okay. And as you just said that selling is the later stage. I'm doing now. Visualization, it will come automatically. Love to identify it's if you love maths, you love algebra, all those metrics. You automatically understand metrics, right, patterns. So maths, and you heard from Sundar Pichai also. If you're good in maths, I think I'll be hiring you.
Somebody just wrote, I'm not good in maths, but good at programming. Should I try this? What do you think?
Oh, yeah, sure. That's a surprise to me, by the way. But people.
But generally, when you're good at numbers, then
Yeah. But it's okay. That's also good. If you're good in programming, it's also possible.
So
but you have to.
If they're good at programming and not good at maths, is there a certain segment out of that previous slide which they would do better at?
So they'll do visualization. So visualization will be better. So basically, they'll not be a data scientist, and you'll see the roles coming in. It will match the roles. So the next slide I'll show you, it will tell you the roles which you can play. And there are multiple roles you can play in this. Okay. You don't have to be always a data scientist. So I'll talk about it.
We have 3 questions which we'll take later. Somebody said, how do you start with coding and all? Beta, we'll answer that a little later. Let's stick to the slide questions for now. Neto, we'll go off topic.
So this is where I would like to scare anyone and everyone that this is a super analytics for me. She knows everything. She knows everything. And she's like the chief data scientist for me.
Sorry?
Just random name. I'm not giving a name to it. Yes.
Not because neither am I good at numbers, not at statistics, so it can't be.
So she's a created woman that she knows everything. You see math, stats, domain, programming, visualization. She knows everything. You're a superwoman, right? We can't be this. It is just a dream come true. Maybe years, PhDs, we do that. And that's where the question comes. Can I still start my journey? Yes, you can. If you see highlighted points, in every field I have a highlighted statistical modeling, which means maths and stats. And programming, domain, curious about data. You need to understand it. Problem solving, it comes by heart. Nobody will give you. It will by default, you have inbuilt problem solving skills. Programming, as I mentioned, relational algebra, this is very important because that's how it is. Combination combination. Computer science fundamentals helps you. It is not must, helps you because going to a bigger, without a background. So I didn't have computers in my 12, but I am IT engineer. So I did my computers in my engineering. I picked it up. It took me a while. There were people who had 11, 12 computers. They were fast. There's a pace. You just have to pace it. That's how it is. Translate data-driven insight into decision-making. So visualization. Are you a visual person? Can you see graphs moving here and there? Can you visualize the data? Can you visualize something? That's how the things are. But this is the superwoman. We can be there, but we can still start our journey with those simple, basic inputs.
Okay, so kids, basically what Aditya was telling me is, जो highlighted points है, जिसको भी चाहिए एक snapshot ले लेना है slide का और try to see कि at least वो minimum जो highlighted points है वो आपके personality या आपके skills में हो ताकि आप इस line में काम कर सकें. Anybody, any question for this slide? And Aditya, but my questions still kind of remain unanswered. I get a lot of kids who are not who have social anxiety, who don't like, who are more introverts, and they're not like people, like I'm a people's person, right? I knew it from the beginning. I need to talk. So some are not. So would you suggest this kind of career for those kind of kids?
Yeah, I mean, these people are hiding in their den.
Okay.
They're super talented. People, so that's a drawback of being in analytics. You don't have to be always facing the audience. You can sit in your cozy room and do the number crunching, and you can kill it. I mean, honestly, I've seen the biggest programmers sitting in their own seat for 12, 13 hours without talking to anyone, and they're still successful. They might not be able to sell, but there are people like you and I can sell, but there are people who are really helping us to sell. So very important. So every role is very important in this.
Yeah, most of my brothers are in programming or in the computer software field and stuff like that. I've seen them, but the sitting is the new smoking children. So please get up every hour. It doesn't mean कि बैठे रहो. It's very bad for health. Okay, थोड़ा बीच में हम health के बारे में बात कर सकें. Okay, I don't see any question for this. So next slide, please.
There you go. So these are the fields or the roles which you can play for your interests. Very simple to start with data analyst. If you're good with data, if you understand data, there you go. You start with collating data, parsing data, make it ready. Very basic. And you can start this. It's a very important role for a journey for a data analyst. You can start here. Using Excel, and Microsoft Excel is a beautiful tool. Use that data, understand that data, what are the patterns, do pivoting, do VLOOKUP, do everything. It will give you good stuff. Then you become data engineer. Now this is where specialized skill starts from, where you start using database. You have an architecture. How to hold that data, SQL, Oracle, metadata, what kind of database you need to hold that data. Because this is an important rule. The person will be responsible for the data, holding it, where it will be placed, security, everything. Then comes the data scientist. The data scientist is your level where you have to reach. And you can start with junior data scientist. This data scientist is somebody who's knows algorithms, very good in programming, maths, have done some courses, is an engineer or a statistician who knows the stuff, because his responsibility is to have that right predictions being done. So, Rachna, for your point, this is predictions and prescriptions come from data scientists. The descriptive part is being done by analysts, data analysts, mostly. Now, analysts and engineers are very important for data scientists to be successful. As I said, garbage data in, garbage data out. If the data scientist is not getting the right data to predict, it will be wrong models. So modeling will be wrong, plotting will be wrong. There's an interesting field which comes saying that, I'm not good in programming, but I can visualize things. I can make your data look beautiful. I can make it sound beautiful. That's where the data visualization comes in. Because mostly what I've seen is data scientists are mostly numbers and algorithm people. Visualization people are that can really uplift that output. So the output which data scientists can want to show it in a graph, in numbers, this person will add colors to it, will add data to it, story to it. Says that, you start your journey from here, you have this and everything. So beautifully creating it, PPT, not even PPT, using the BI tools, Tableau,
What is
ClickSense,
BI? Sorry.
business intelligence.
Huh.
Yeah. So these are important. Then comes the BI consultant, very important role. So this person is selling it. This person is talking to all of them and selling this product. So this person needs to know, he's a master of none, but he's jack of all. He has known all of this.
So this is the BI consultant.
Consultant. So that's what you can grow. You can become a data scientist or BA consultant. BA consultant will, say that, what, I know a bit of data, I know a bit of everything, but I know how to sell. I can relate to the business. I'm a liaison between business and my data team. These people are selling it. They're very important tools. So as you say, overall, they use all the BI tools, which is Tableau, ClickSense, Power BI. They protect that and visualization work. That's how the roles. So as per your interest, explore these roles and get into that. And when you will be in that role for 1 or 2 years, you will try to understand which path you have to follow. Is it a programming path or a visualization path? Can you sell it? Can you code it? So this way you can manage yourself. And it all happens with your self-analysis. Very important in this field. Very important for everyone to on the call is your self-analysis assessment is important in this field. Otherwise, you will not be successful. But there everyone who is always hitting on you. And they are backing on you because you're sitting on huge data and responsibility. So just take it. Any questions on this?
No. Anyone here? किसी को questions है तो पूछ लो. I think they're chatting among themselves over something, but we can. I'll address it later. Yeah.
Sure. Now the very important part, and I think all of us can concentrate here, is how to start a journey. So how do I start my journey in analysis if I'm interested? I can start now. I can start tomorrow.
Sorry,
First
what?
thing is that
I can't hear you.
You can start. Yeah, you can start your journey by asking 2 questions to yourself.
Okay.
Which is the first question is: do you think analytical way on business problems? Are you curious about data? Can you play around with data? Can you understand these patterns? Can you really make some output out of it? Have you tried it in the past? Are you a person who wants to constantly learn? Very, very important. This field is ever growing. You will be history if you not learn every day. You have to learn till date. You have to just go through courses. Technology. It's a technology, right? Keep on changing. Do you enjoy stats? And the very important bolded point is which role do you fit in? I showed you previous slide with the roles. And you know the characteristics of these roles. Understand, do you fit in any of these roles? If you fit, you start your journey back by analysis. That's the step 1 for a startup data journey. Step 2, very important is, and very prescribed way, get hired by a company which trains you on the job. It's a beautiful way to start the job. If you get lucky, you get hired. Get hired. How you get hired? Some of the technology leaders are Google, Facebook, and LinkedIn. They're like topmost. Banking, financial industries, in banking, analytics is super because we do fraud analytics. Is this a person will be a fraud if you offer a loan to them? Is credit card, right? Is it a fraud? We do all of this analytics. It's a very good field. It's a huge amount of data. You'll have a lot of exposure in every role. So very important for the banking sector. Telecom, even huge data. Call volumes, how you track, whom to sell more numbers, who is the customer, will the person bill, what, these analysis, all of this recommendations come. Consultancy, Fractal is very important. I hired from Fractal a lot of people. Absolute data is beautiful, amazing if you get that. If you're lucky, if you're qualified, you're an engineer, statistician, have some degrees about analytics, they can hire you. It's a beautiful journey, then you don't have to go. Say you're not, you don't get hired. You still start your work. Get business analytics with certification. Get a quick certification 1 year. I'll not say certification will make you there, but it will be a stepping stone. You get a basic understanding of it. Because in our field, self-learning is the maximum thing which you can do. The courses which are for a year or 2 years will just give you some indications, give you some programs, a platform basically. And then you have to explore a lot on that. And then so very important part of certification programs is you connect with like-minded people. So right now your audience or network would be 3 people, 3 of your friends who want to get into this field. With the course, will be 60 more people. You'll talk to them. They'll refer you for a job. They'll refer you for courses. They'll refer you for programs. A lot of things. You open up their network. That's how you do it. And you don't have to be always on the cam. You just can do a chat. But network is so important. For freshers, if you see, there's a course on Analytics Vidya. Analytics Vidya is amazing, by the way. I have gone through that site. They offer a lot of courses, free courses. And I have links for that. And share that links with you. So you get the certification. Start a journey with the free courses. Even Udemy, Coursera offer free courses. These courses will basically it's testing you. You're testing your interest. Are you getting it? Understanding it? Don't force yourself in this field because of buzzword. You'll fall, honestly. Don't just start normal, understand it, liking it, explore it more, and become expert. Third step, very, very important is, it's continue reading on the subject, attend forums. Internships are very important. If they're not paying it, still do it. Connect with people from the industry, trainings and books. These 3 steps, very simple steps, will start your journey and you'll be successful for sure. I also started like that. And analytics was not born in engineering. So engineering, we always thought we were programmers. I landed in analytics.
Sorry, what? Sorry, I didn't understand what.
Okay, so I'm saying engineering. In engineering, when I did engineering, there was no topic of analytics. There was programming only. But you explored it outside of it. We had computer computing and all those things. But later on, it got evolved and that's
okay.
Q&A.
Okay. Somebody is asking, how do you start on coding? What is the way?
So I would like to know more. So what's your background? So start coding means you can start coding in 11%, 10%. I see my niece is doing it in classes.
Sorry, Aditya, you're not clear.
I'm saying, yeah, okay. So I'm saying you can start coding by picking up a course on Coursera or Udemy of any language. Pick up Python, most evolved language. Pick up R, most evolved language. It'll help you. Very easy.
Which one?
Very, very easy.
Which
R
language?
and Python. Python and R.
Python. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
R and
very basic language, not basic, very strong language to be honest. But it is very simple to understand.
Maybe we stop sharing if we are done. Are you done? Then we can.
Yeah, I have to.
I'll just show this and then I'll ask you the question. Let's without.
Sure. So yeah, so this is a gift for all of you, and if anybody and everybody can note it down, this link. What it tells you is that such an amazing site. It gives you a test that where are you, and it recommends you courses what you have to do to uplift your skills. So if I open it. See this. So this is the DataCam website. What you do is that you start your taking a test, and it gives you a view that where are you in this data science? Are you novice? Are you intermediate? Are you advanced? And accordingly, it recommends you courses. You see this here? All the intermediate are introduction to guideware, whatever you need, it gives you recommendations, and it tracks you, and it's free. Some courses might be paid, but you start free and you'll be able to go there. But at least it'll give you a first level assessment where you really stand right. And I've offered this to a lot of people, they're using it and they love it. And if you see this is, I could have showed you see this, unlimited assessment for free, understanding of data interpretation, analysis of SQL, all related topics for data science are there. Take your test where you stand, and then you learn, and then you take test again. And you see that at least 3.5 or 5 before rating should go. You started in.
मुझे नहीं पता था मेरे नाम के इनिशियल से एक लैंग्वेज भी बन गया है.
Is it? R, yeah.
R ना तो
Good one.
अच्छा, so ones who on YouTube who didn't see it, it's datacamp.com, right? Correct?
Yeah, datacamp.
So maybe you can
share. Links also. Yeah, last slide. Okay. And the few courses on I can send you this.
So you can send it to me. I'll post it on the same channel. On this.
One course for everyone I like is Untitled. Why I like this course is this is an IIT initiative, and what it does is it gives you all basic knowledge. So I've done courses from it, and it's very expensive. It's not even expensive. It's 1,100 rupees for a certification.
How much?
1100 rupees.
1100. Okay.
1100.
Okay, nice.
So yeah, so what you do here is that you take a course on your own pace. It gives you like 6 months. You enroll to multiple courses, and then you apply for the certification when you're ready for it, and then go for exam. You give an exam, you get a certification. And it's done from IITs. Most of the IITs have come together providing this course. It's beautiful. It's amazing. It gives you really root level of knowledge, not just high level. It gives you real math studies, everything. And whoever thinks that they are not good in math, they can pick up maths also. They have all the topics. They have everything. So like that. And I'll take a pause now. So this is done. And I'll stop sharing. There you go.
So we have few questions on the screen here. I'll just ask you. So let's start with the first one, which I got. Would you like to discuss the basics of business, or it has nothing to do with it, with this particular topic? I am not too sure whether this
Just
is
1 minute. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Basics of business.
Yeah, basics of business. Pooch rahe. So I don't think this is the correct forum for it, right?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get someone business के लिए बात करने के लिए, पर ये वाला session उस पे नहीं है बच्चा. So अच्छा, next one is asking which has better scope, MBA in data analytics or MBA in finance?
Depends your field of interest. Both are very different. So finance is totally different. Of course, it has its amazing future, but MBA in data analytics is also good. To be honest, I mean, it's about your interest. What's your background?
एक काम करो ना, वो जो अभी दिया है इन्होंने, वो assessment करके देखो what are you good at. Maybe that can also give them a guidance kind of कि क्या करना चाहिए, right?
What they can do, yes, correct.
Yeah, I will share the links of all that was shared in the last part of the PPT. फिर तुम लोग सब अपना अपना टेस्ट करके देखो what is your what are you inclined towards. Okay, next question यहीं पे आया था कि how do you begin in coding? By the way, my son at 10 is also learning coding at Byju's. तो coding तो कोई भी उम्र में सीख सकते हैं, but yeah.
Correct. Somebody said, Abhay said he's doing BTech. Yeah, BTech. You're doing BTech, you can explore analytics for sure.
Abhay wrote,
unless you're
coding is as frustrating as hell. Okay.
Okay.
Somebody wrote competitive coding or software development.
Software development.
Would you recommend system interpretation of computer programming book?
System, no. This is, I mean, not sure about this one.
Okay. Somebody wrote, how should I start with web development?
Web development is totally different. It's full stack development. So you can.
Sorry.
It's full stack. It's full stack developer. So it's you can do from Python also. You can create your websites through Python. Python is a very strong language. It gives you a lot of open packages, free packages through which you can create your own websites or WordPress. You can learn WordPress. WordPress is super. So you can learn WordPress. It's very easy also. In a week you'll be ready. And Udemy have courses for WordPress. Coursera has courses for WordPress.
Okay. And how can I remember? How should I remember syntax while programming?
You don't have to remember syntax. It was old days. I mean, when I did engineering, I used to remember those. Now it's available everywhere. You just Google it. Syntaxes
so you don't have to remember. Then what do you do?
You just have to remember the packages which you have to put.
Sorry,
packages
you what?
So in the programming, which is R and Python, you used to remember the packages which you used to install. And the patterns, the syntaxes will automatically pop up. You used to fill in the data, parameters you have to pass it. Okay. But yes, I mean, if you ask me, I will hire anybody who knows syntax. But nowadays, the things are changed.
Okay. So he says, I'm in a tier 3 college. What should I focus more on, CAT or getting placement doing BTech?
That's again a good question. So again, choice. I would say go ahead with prepare for CAT. It will take you, it will mature you. And if you get a job, I think it's the best. Doing a job for 2 years and getting into MBA after that will be the best solution. Okay. Because you'll have experience of industry and you will edge over others.
And Abhay, by the way, Vaibhav, हमारे Discord का link मेरे bio में है, Insta bio में, I think यहाँ भी है. Please ask Vaibhav, who is a career counselor. Maybe he can guide you a little bit about what you want to do. Okay. आज हम लोग ज़्यादातर, how much time is enough for CAT? Have you done CAT, by the way?
I haven't.
Okay, तुम wrong.
Yeah, as an exit. Yeah,
Abhay,
exit.
please ask Vaibhav in my Discord. He does free career counseling. He helps.
I've seen people clearing it in 6 months. Also. Totally depends upon your skills.
Yeah,
So
exactly. How much?
Yeah.
And someone wrote, KKC writes, hi Mama, hi KKC, good to see you. Okay. One more question. What's the scope of artificial intelligence and data science?
That's what the whole forum was about. It's superb. So AI, we talked about AI also. So somebody know one minute.
Yeah. अबे तुम्हारा बात मुझे समझने है. You in IIM, that's why. Yeah, करते थे बच्चा. तुम कहाँ मिक्स कर रहे हो? प्लेसमेंट बीटेक कर रहे हो और तुम कैट की बात कर रहे हो. ये कहाँ है अब? वो he is a head in a MNC, so I think you should be asking a career counselor that. ठीक है? And किसने ये क्वेश्चन पूछा? हाँ, by the way, somebody is going to join us for artificial intelligence on 7th of next महीना क्या है? November. Okay? तो मैं तुम्हें बता दूंगी, तो तुम लोग आ सकते हो पूछने को ये क्वेश्चन. बट हम ये आदित्य से भी पूछेंगे, what's the scope of artificial intelligence and data science?
Yes, it is. I mean, that whole topic was AI and data science. And the scope is vast. It's a new thing. I mean, it is trending like hell. And I'm in data science. I know we are hiring like anyone. And you won't believe the people whom I'm interviewing nowadays. There is so many people. And if you see, last 5 years, there's so many posters for interviews. Why? Because there's so much of demand. And we hired them because we need them. And just to put one line on top is it's superb demand. Next 10 years, 15 years is not going anywhere. It's going to increase. But to get, I as always say, it's a self-learning field. You have to be up, otherwise you'll be straight. Nobody will ask you.
Okay. और कोई questions? रोहित, अनमोल, श्रवण, हर्ष, ज्ञान, और कोई क्वेश्चंस पूछना है? और जो ऑनलाइन है कि आज आप लोगों को समझ में आ गया व्हाट इज डेटा साइंस, डेटा एनालिटिक्स. आई होप यू टुक डाउन द स्नैपशॉट ऑफ क्या करियर्स कर सकते हो, कौन से करियर में क्या करना पड़ता है. वैसे तो आप लोग फिर से देख सकते हो, बट अगर से कुछ स्पेसिफिक क्वेश्चन है जो आदित्य जी के लिए बाद में है, जो बाद में देखने वाले हैं और जो अभी ऑनलाइन नहीं है, यू कैन आस्क मी. इफ पॉसिबल आई विल आस्क दोस क्वेश्चंस. I'm going to wait for exactly. Okay, somebody asked a question here. What should our goal in first year in university if we want to build our career in artificial intelligence?
First year of engineering or what?
First year of engineering, Anmol. Wait, it takes them time to text.
Yes.
In IA, no. तुम अभी क्या कर रहे हो? IIM में कर रहे हो? You are actually your first year in university on IA in IA. बेटा थोड़ा पूरा क्वेश्चन आंसर करो ना, तो हम लोग ऐसे वेट ना करें.
That's okay. If you're any first year, focus on programming. Brush up your skills in programming. Yeah. So current university, yes, BTech, right? So you can focus on programming. Strong programming. You will be successful in everything.
So start with programming because artificial intelligence में वही तो main तो वही है.
Correct.
Okay. And Anmol, there is somebody going to come on for specifically on the topic of artificial intelligence. तो तुम लोग देख लो कि मैम भी कभी-कभी मिसप्रोनाउंस कर सकती है. तो जो भी मुझे आज देख रहा है और अपने आप को तुम लोग इतना क्रिटिकली लेते हो कि यार हमने ये किया, देखो मैं ऑनलाइन भी कर सकती हूँ and I'm very cool with that. So understand that. So please do join us on 7th, Anmol, if you're really interested in this topic. Okay. Aditya, somebody is asking, okay, what is the Telegram? Wait a minute. Thank you so much, ma'am, sir. About virtual reality. Virtual reality, इधर तो हम वो नहीं discuss.
We are not talking about it, but
अच्छा, Neha, maybe okay. So Neha, are you saying that you want me to call someone on virtual reality वाला topic?
AI में cover हो जाएगा. The person can cover in it.
Okay, someone is asking, do freshers get job in data science as this field requires a lot of experience?
No, you can get a job. You start with data analyst, not a problem. We hire freshers also. So you have to be very good in data. So you need to be good in programming. Engineering teaches you programming. If you're good in programming, data analysis, you should be hired.
Okay. But there's hell of a lot of competition, right, in this segment. Like,
Yes, yes.
It's crazy
It is.
competition.
It is crazy competition because it's evolving, and the edge, always an edge you have is when you really show some projects which you have done. So as I said, self-learning. Pick up a project from Kaggle, pick a project from GitHub. Do that. Show them what you have done in the past.
Okay. Somebody is asking, first I go for maths or the code. I'm guessing he means coding karun ki maths karun.
Now, maths, of course. Maths is the base of everything. Coding will follow. I mean,
Kya? Sorry.
Coding will be following. I mean, maths. Of course, you start with maths.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's TensorFlow? TensorFlow is an end-to-end
Part of AI.
Huh?
AI. It's a tool. AI.
Okay.
So it helps you to build your models and everything. It's one of the tools which means.
It helps you build. So
Yes.
that? Do you recommend that?
Yes, it goes, but it's paid. Some part of the thing is free, but mostly it's paid. But you can try. It's good.
Oh, it's paid.
But it's advanced. It's advanced.
Okay.
You still start with basics. Yeah.
Okay.
And there's one more which is free, which is K9. I'll message you also. K9. K9ME. It's free. It offers you all the analytics features. But you know what, Rachna, I would say that this will make you very programmed. So whoever want to start a journey shouldn't be a programmed. They should learn from basics. K9, all these are tools which you can use later. These are tools you can use later, but you have to be very strong in the basics. If you miss the basics, you'll fall. That's it.
Okay. So, anywho, I hope we answered your question. What he's saying, पहले तो basics करो, beginning में अपने maths strong करो, बाद में क्योंकि that is the basic foundation. आपका foundation ही ठीक नहीं रहेगा, आपकी इमारत कैसे strong बनेगी? So that is very important. Okay, someone is asking, how do I soak in programming concepts?
Programming concepts. Yeah, it's an interesting. The way you understand programming, if you understand C++, all programming will be falling very easy. But as I said, you need to show with classes, functions, understand what's the purpose of data structures. It's you build your, as you said, the base is strong. You have to build it that. But it's a very open question that how you soak. You have to start with very basic programming. If I answer you, start with Excel. Write some macros there.
Excel.
Write some macros there. Basic VBA macros, very basic VBA macros. Write it there. See if you're getting interested, and then you feel that okay, let's take it to the next level. Start R, Python. Then you become more strong.
Okay, but Kevin, please understand. अगर से आप बोल रहे हो ना how to soak in any concept, अगर से आप कट आउट ही नहीं हो उस चीज के लिए, आप कितना भी सोक करने की कोशिश कीजिए, सोकिंग नहीं होने वाला आपका. तो प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड जो इन्होंने आपको बताया है, go and take that assessment, see whether it guides you and helps you to understand yourself better. ठीक है, लाइक मुझे क्लैरिटी है कि दूर दूर तक इसका ये प्रोफेशन और मेरा कोई नाता नहीं है. ठीक है, तो इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट यू कैन एंड कैन नॉट डू. योर लिमिटेशंस आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ओके, किसी ने अभी पूछा है मास्टर्स इन सीएस और एमबीए. आई एम डूइंग बीटेक इन सीएस.
Master in CS, if you are a person who likes programming, coding, master in CS for sure. If you are a person who wants to sell product, marketing, finance, totally different things.
Yeah.
If you're a technical person, go for masters in technical, which is MS. Go for computers. Go for out of India, whatever. But if you are somebody who wants to really be live, like we are talking, then MBA gives you an edge because you do a lot of presentation. MBA is an experience. Understand? MBA is an experience, and masters in technical, it's a technically, we grow you technically. So there's two different part of it. Yeah.
Okay. Any more questions from here? I hope I replied to everybody. Hi Rohit, good evening. Anmol, good evening. Sorry मैंने आप लोगों को good evening नहीं बोला. ये क्या लिखा था? I've uploaded a data set on Kaggle. वो पहला वाला था. Sorry, पहले वाली. Coding. I think I have kind of replied to all questions. Yeah. Anyone here? Okay, here also we are done. So any more questions afterwards you still have after the session, मुझे भेजना. DM करना इंस्टा पे. If I think Aditya ji can reply, I will forward it to him and I'll send you a reply on that.
Even on your Discord, I can reply. So
Oh yeah, he's there on our Discord. Yeah, correct. I forgot.
I can be active now. Sorry for that. Being on that
See, there is an analytics group जो मैंने start किया था Discord पे. उनको वहाँ पे question पूछ लेना. और not Archit Gupta. There is somebody else which is A Gupta. Please don't mistake it because वो भी वहाँ पे जवाब देने लग गया. I'm like ये कौन है? फिर मुझे आदित्य को पूछना ये तुम्हारा है, फेस तो नहीं लग रहा. तो इसे नहीं कोई और है. तो don't mistake it. Tag Aditya Gupta. That's his name. Full name is given, and he's there on our Discord. And those who are not part of our Discord, join it. Okay. Okay. Thanks so much, Aditya. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was lovely talking to you and everyone. So I hope I was able to answer.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye. See you.
Bye. Take care.
अच्छा बच्चा लोग, अब मैं चलूं? अच्छा तो हम चलते हैं. रोहित, अनमोल, हर्ष, my pleasure, Harsh. I am glad that some of you found this session helpful. And पता नहीं लाइव चैट में काफी लोग नजर आ रहे हैं. किसी को कोई क्वेश्चन पूछना है तो जल्दी जल्दी पूछो. My pleasure, अनमोल. My pleasure, रोहित. I'm glad you guys made it. आपको कुछ समझ में आया हो. इसके बाद नेक्स्ट सेशन है आज क्या? हाँ, 7th को सेशन है फॉर आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस. 10th को सेशन है somebody really big in the investment field, उनके साथ. फिर और है क्या? हाँ, then finally Rajveer has said yes for a fitness session that should be on 20th. There's one more session. एक मिनट याद करो. हाँ, 21st को सेशन है CPR and life skills पे. I'm getting someone to help you so that we all can learn how to save our loved ones and our friends. चाहे थोड़ा सा ही हमको पता हो, मतलब completely नहीं कर सकते, but even if we can try to do something when they are either drowning or choking and something like that, it would be good to learn. अब तुम लोग बोलोगे उसके बाद क्या है? उसके बाद most probably I'm going to take a pause because मुझे ट्रैवल करना है. I am thinking of traveling to Dubai and to India, so I might not be available for so many. Counselling भी मुझे कम करनी पड़ेगी because once I travel it becomes very difficult. But yeah, some sessions बीच में करते रहूँगी. I hope I have done enough of sessions ताकि तुम लोग अपने आप को busy रखो by the time I come back. ठीक है? और यहाँ पे क्या लिखा है किसी ने? Thank you. Welcome Nirmala. Welcome Anmol. Okay, bachcha looks, I shall see you on 7th, right? Yeah. See you on 7th on artificial intelligence, and let me know your questions in advance if you have any. If not, you can ask them live. Bye. Good night.